Hi guys and welcome back again to the Tech YouTube channel. Today we have something special to show you, the brand new GeForce GTX 960 GPU, this one being from MSI. Nvidia just released their new Maxwell-based mainstream flagship, so you can expect a lot of different models coming out and holding this new GM206 GPU. We will talk more about it and do a performance overview later on, but first let's take a look at the card itself. Some of you probably already recognize this MSI's box in particular from their other products from before. Here MSI used their famous Twin Frozer 5 cooler together with a gaming sub-brand that they've recently started to use and promote on their higher tier product. This is one of their best aftermarket cooler, if not the best one on the market, delivering, as you will see, factory higher GPU clock speeds and outstanding performance while being extremely quiet. As for the front of the box, that's basically it, and on the back of the box you can see some talk about the Twin Frozer 5 cooler and technologies used in it, like the Torx fan, Super SU pipe and 0 RPM working mode, some basic specification and requirements, and some features listed out. Opening up the box, first we take a look inside of another dedicated bundle box, in which we found some quick start guides, user manuals, an optical disc with software and drives, as well as a DVI-E to VGA adapter and 6-pin to 8-pin PCI Express power adapter. And here's the graphics card itself, and on the top of it you will see this warning sticker, which reminds you that you shouldn't worry if the fans don't spin up when the graphics card is in idle, as that's a part of a Zero Frozer technology. Taking a closer look at the graphics card, the overall design looks really cool with this black and red plastic cover on it, and the rest of it is dominated by two big 100mm fans, which are almost occupying the whole surface of the card. Underneath it you will find a huge chunk of aluminum heatsink, as well as three big heat pipes, and both are with fans taking off the heat from the GPU and the rest of the components. Here on its side you can see an MSI logo and a dragon which glows in white light when the card is turned on. On that same side of the card you'll also find an 8-pin PCI Express power connector, as well as one SLI connection point on the other end of the card. The PCB on the back side of the card is all nicely coated and in black, but without backplate on it. Instead of that, it seems that MSI put some additional metal construction on this end of the card, which makes it more rigid. Moving to the video outputs, here we have a lot to see as the card supports up to 4 at the same time driven monitors. We can choose from 3 display ports, 1 HDMI and 1 DVI-I. Finally, we inserted the card into the motherboard, connected up the power and display and gave it a go. Like the GTX 980 and 970, the GTX 960 is also Maxwell-based graphics card, but with some room to spare in terms of specifications. As you can see, the GTX 960 has 1024 CUDA cores, which is a lot less than the 1664 that GTX 970 has, but still, despite that, as you will see, it delivers great performance, especially considering the low power requirements of around 100 watts. Although you can see on this slide that reference specifications listed out a single 6-pin PCI Express power adapter, MSI put the 8-pin one as they factory overclocked this model for around 100 MHz and also so you can have some headroom for additional overclocking. Speaking of overclocking, with the time that we had to play with this card, as you can see here, we easily managed to get it well above 1.4 GHz mark for GPU boost clock and just about 2 GHz for the memory. Really impressive and in a way expected, knowing what GTX 970 and 980 offered in that field. Taking a look at the performance figures, it's obvious that this card is meant for 1080p and high quality graphics gaming, with 1440p being an exception if you dumb down the graphics quality settings. We would love to see how will GTX 960 perform with more VRAM, as this model has only 2GB of it, but then again, the 128-bit wide memory bus can also be a bottleneck factor, even if it had 4GB of VRAM memory. As you can see here, games like Metro Last Light, Thief and Tomb Raider are more than playable at 1080p and high settings, while with the 1440p resolution we are coming down to the 30 FPS mark. The 4K resolution could be doable, but with a lot of compromise on the graphics quality settings, and even then because of the, as we said before, lower video memory capacity and narrow memory bus. MOBA games like Dota 2 are locked well above 100 FPS mark 100% of the time, even at 1440p, but that's somewhat expected since they are not that demanding. One thing that's really impressive is that Dota 2 doesn't even spin the fans under load, as you can see it here, thanks to that really efficient Maxwell architecture. As for the cooling and temperatures in idle with fans off, GPU measures around 40 degrees Celsius, while putting the fans on minimum 25% of their speed, it goes way below 30 degrees Celsius. Under full GPU load with the Furmark stress test, fans don't go over 35% of their speed, and with that they are cooling off the GPU to around 60 degrees Celsius, which is again a really impressive figure. As for acoustics, of course in idle there is none. While on the 25% fan speed they will get as loud as this, and on the 35% under full load like this. So basically almost inaudible, especially if you put it into a better isolated chassis. Thank you once again guys for checking out our unboxing and review of the MSI's GTX 960 graphics card. Feel free to give us a thumbs up if you liked this video, leave a comment down below if you have any questions about the product, and of course, if you would like to see more content like this, you can subscribe to our TechTick YouTube channel or check out our other videos from before.